Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 4:20 on September 12th, 2013. We're going to take a look at the S&P 500 chart after I tell you that the website and the video are for educational purposes only, and nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy that draws lines on charts. And today we had a mildly down day. Do we think this is a reversal setting up right here? Well, to be honest with you, I cannot tell, because we don't really have anything much in the way of a channel or anything working off of those 1630 lows that lines up to make good sense. A lot of times we'll have like right here we had this little parallel channel. We've seen them many times before, and you get the feeling that, well, when that breaks, then the markets are going to be in trouble. But no matter how I try, nothing wants to line up with much consistency, because we've got all these little points above and below. So there's a little question. No matter where I put this resistance line, I can't be too sure that it's in the right place. Should it be here with a touch back here and here? Should this be the first touch and we go here? Or should we go with these two guys right here and put it there? I don't know. So that means I'm gonna, like I did yesterday, I'm gonna stay away from that. Now, if we move a little bit to the right or down, and then we get a good bounce that shows me that there is a support level over here, that might give us a little more information that would clue us in as to what may be taking place. But for right now, what I want to show you is really pretty basic. We were looking at the possibility of an inverted head and shoulders pattern, and it was a pattern that never finished forming because we never got the right shoulder. Instead, we broke out right away over this neckline, if I can call it that, at about 1672. And because we are over this line now, I believe if we see a little bit more weakness, I think this proposed neckline has a chance of giving us some support. So I would look to this line as support. I would look to this line as resistance. And you remember this little gray line right here is our gap resistance line that we spent much of the last 2 days over, but we closed just a little bit underneath it today, and we also were a little bit underneath it right around lunchtime. Maybe this is looking like it's going to round over a little bit, and perhaps we come down to 1672. If we do, let's see if we bounce there. I'm expecting this line right here, the old neckline from our head and shoulders top. This guy right here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Isn't it funny how our tops are making full patterns, but our bottoms aren't? So I would expect this to likely produce some resistance. And if we can get over this line, and if this pattern works as an inverted head and shoulders pattern, then we would be looking at a target of roughly 17 15, putting us just a little bit over the early August all-time S&P 500 highs. So right now, I think we just need to watch these resistance here and here. Watch these levels. If we sell back down, then look for support at this level right here. And by the way, this is our neckline, okay, to our, I'm not going to call it a head and shoulders. I'm going to call it a head and shoulder pattern. And it also, we should get some support here because of gap support. By the same, thinking of the same psychology in reverse, why this might be gap resistance, this could very well be gap support. And I tell you what, just for jollies, let's draw a line here, because we do have three bottoms that kind of line up right here. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going to go ahead and throw that up because those do sort of line up. It's just not a very pretty picture. It's certainly not a very good example. What we've seen off of the 1630 low, this just looks to be a little bit in disarray to my eyes. So I'm kind of forced to rely a little bit more upon our various necklines here and here, as well as gap resistance and gap support, which happens to be the same line as this once proposed neckline. Guys, you could look at today, and I guess if you were looking, if you really wanted to try to look for a reason to sell, maybe you would call this a little head and shoulders top, but with this move underneath that line of just roughly what? About 1.5 points, if 1.5 points. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. But if it does happen, it happens. The target from this pattern is 1675 if this works as a head and shoulders, and it may, because I think we could come down to test this line around 1673 and change. So guys, that's your video for September 12th, 2013. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch it. Thank you for your support.